Welcome back, everybody. It's Andrew here. So, millions of seniors are going to be getting big checks this week, some as large as $1,657. So, let's discuss the details. But before we jump into it, do me a quick favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This is a community for seniors, and my job here is to be a voice for you and be a voice for seniors to make sure President Biden keeps his promise to increase Social Security, increase SSI and SSDI, and even approve a stimulus check for seniors in this next stimulus package. So, thank you so much for being a part of our community. And if you really want to support my work, consider becoming a channel member and subscribing to my second channel. The link to both of those are going to be in the comments of this video. So, let's talk about these larger Social Security payments. The fact that seniors need an even larger payment going forward, Bernie Sanders fighting for seniors to increase Social Security benefits, as well as getting a stimulus check for seniors in this next package. But before we jump into all that, let's do a quick update on daily trending news. Republican Minority Leader from the House, Kevin McCarthy, just laid out the Republicans' priorities if they take control of the House after these midterms. Remember, Democrats are worried that Republicans are probably going to take control of both chambers, the House and the Senate, when these midterm elections come up in November. Now, President Biden is doing so poorly in the polls. Unless something drastically changes, it looks like he's probably going to end up in a Congress where Democrats control the White House, but both Senate and the House are controlled by Republicans. So a lot of people have been wondering, well, what are Republicans actually going to do if they control Congress? Of course, Democrats would still control the White House, but what are their priorities going to be? So let's take a quick look and then we'll jump into stimulus. He said Republican priorities when they regain control next year are going to be: one, hold President Biden's administration accountable; two, secure the border in Mexico; three, make our cities safe again; and four, rein in the out of control inflation; and then five, stop the overreach of government mandates. So, just to clarify, Kevin McCarthy is the Senate Minority Leader, meaning that he's just below Nancy Pelosi. And if Republicans take control of the House, he's going to then be the House Majority Leader, essentially taking Nancy Pelosi's current position. So it looks like these are going to be the issues that Republicans are going to try and tackle, at least in the House. So hold President Biden accountable. Not sure exactly what that means, but securing the border, these are kind of like timeless Republican initiatives. Make our cities safe again. This kind of seems like it's almost a reverse from the defund the police movement from Democrats. And then rein in out of control inflation and stop the overreach of government mandates. Now, reining in the out of control inflation is interesting because one thing they could do is approve stimulus checks to help people account for the rising costs of goods. And as far as stopping the overreach of government mandates, that's probably geared towards what's happening with the pandemic and masks and things like that. So interesting to see kind of what Republicans would be focusing on. Of course, for anything to get done, they would have to work with President Biden. Otherwise, we would end up in a gridlock, right, with nothing getting done, since Congress would be run by Republicans, but then Democrats would still run the White House. Now, Mitt Romney was making headlines recently saying that President Biden is doing so poorly in the polls because he wasn't elected to transform America. He said that President Biden was elected to, quote unquote, stop the crazy, and that voters did not elect him to transform America. Now, let me know in the comments, folks. Do you think that's why President Biden was elected? Really to try and bring politics back to normal and stop kind of the crazy, hectic news cycle that we had when President Trump was in office? This is essentially what Mitt Romney is saying. And quite frankly, on its face, it makes a lot of sense because I remember during the election, people, at least people that voted for Biden, generally wanted things to just calm down, kind of go back to normal, have someone who seemed like a traditional politician in a good way, right? Someone who's just business as usual, nothing really like unstable or flying off the handle. But let me know in the comments. That's what Mitt Romney's saying. And he's saying that that's why Democrats are doing so poorly in the polls. Now, as far as stimulus checks, payments coming out to seniors this week, what's happening with Bernie Sanders fighting for a stimulus check for seniors, and what we expect to happen next. First of all, negotiations are currently in a standstill, but we do expect them to pick up soon, and the expectation is that a smaller stimulus package somewhere around 1 trillion will end up getting passed. And currently Bernie Sanders is still trying to include a stimulus check for seniors in that package anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000. Now, in this community, we're fighting for 2,000, but with the package being slimmed down to $1 trillion, it would most likely be somewhere around $1 trillion if it's included in this package. Now, as far as these checks this week of $1,657, this is referring to the new wave of Social Security payments going out with the included COLA adjustment. Now, the average Social Security payment in 2022 with this COLA adjustment included is $1,657 per month. Now, that's the average on my channel. Based off of the comments, I would say most people get somewhere between $800 and $1,000 per month, at least in my community. I know a lot of people get more than that. As you're seeing here, the average is $1,657, which means a lot of people get much more than that. There's people getting over $3,000 per month, but the average is about 1,650. So although this is the biggest increase in decades, 5.9% COLA, we recently saw that inflation came in at 7%. So although we had a large COLA, this in practice essentially ends up being a negative 1.1% COLA because inflation came up 1.1% even above that, right? So even for those getting $1,657 per month, it's still not enough, especially when you take into account that inflation was even worse. Now, for those of you getting even less than that, let me know if you're comfortable with that, what your monthly payment is now. A lot of people are getting 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, and quite frankly, it's still not enough. This is why on this channel, we are still fighting for increased payments. President Biden promised to increase Social Security benefits across the board to 125% of the federal poverty level. And if you do the math, that means that essentially he would be increasing the Social Security benefit to about $1,600 per month. So, really, if President Biden kept his promise, basically everybody would be getting at least $1,600 per month, meaning that this average payment would now be the bottom, the floor, and then a lot of people would be getting even more than that. And that brings me to my last point that Social Security really should be geared towards making sure that not a single senior is forced to live in poverty, especially if they paid into the system for 20, 30, 40 years. And guys, let me know in the comments if you agree. So this monthly payment of $1,600 per month should not just be the average, it should really be the floor. This should be the least that any senior gets on Social Security benefits. Now, as Bernie Sanders continues to fight for seniors, I do believe this will eventually come to fruition. However, it's just honestly taking entirely too long. Democrats were focusing on the stimulus package. Now they're shifting towards voting rights, which quite frankly, it's important, but really it's not the most pressing issue. They should be focusing on Social Security and getting stimulus checks directly to the American people because inflation is so bad. So I truly think that this monthly payment should be the floor. All seniors should be getting at least $1,600 per month to help them pay for inflation. The cost of goods are going up so much. To help seniors pay for groceries, for rent, for medical expenses, for God's sakes, to have a little bit of extra money in the bank. We're not asking for charity here. This is a system you paid into, and the least you deserve is to not be forced to live in poverty, folks. So, with millions of seniors getting this monthly payment, $1,657 per month, this Wednesday, January 19th, marks the second wave of payments going out in 2022. At this point, most of you know that Social Security pays out on Wednesdays on the second, third, and fourth Wednesday of the month. So if you already received your payment, let me know. Is it large enough, or is inflation just so high that it's still not big enough even with your COLA? I have a feeling it's quite frankly still not enough. Now, although it's a step in the right direction, Social Security payments are getting larger, we still have such a long way to go. And that's our job here in this community, folks, to be a voice for seniors, for those who are disabled on SSI and SSDI, and keep fighting for a larger benefit to provide a retirement of dignity for our seniors and for those who are disabled. At the same time, it is kind of nice to see that millions of seniors are getting a pretty substantial Social Security payment. Now, this is the average. Now, most people in my community are getting even less. But when you think about the fact that this is the average, that means with over 60 million seniors on Social Security, when you average that out, most people are getting around $1,600 per month. So millions of seniors are getting a pretty decent Social Security payment. So that's generally a good thing. But those who are lower income or slightly lower income are just simply not getting enough. And this is where we say that even on Social Security, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Those who are the richest and made the most money during their working years get the largest Social Security benefit, and then they get the largest COLA every single year. That should be changed, and those who are wealthy should get a smaller COLA. Essentially, for example, let's say seniors who are wealthy, instead of getting a 5.9% COLA, they could have gotten a 2% COLA, and then those who are lower income could have gotten a 10% COLA, right? Makes perfect sense. It makes Social Security progressive, meaning that those who are the lowest income get the most help because they need the most help, and those who are wealthy get the least help because, quite frankly, they don't need the help as much as those who are lower income. So that's the thought process on this. This $1,600 payment should not just be the average, but it should be the floor. The good news is we do have Bernie Sanders and fellow Democrats still fighting to increase benefits. So please subscribe. I will keep you posted as things develop when it comes to Social Security changes and getting a stimulus check for seniors in this next package. We should have a lot of updates in the next couple of weeks. So to end this video, folks, I'm going to leave you with a clip from Bernie Sanders fighting for seniors and talking about the fact that seniors cannot live on $12, $13, $14,000 per year, fighting for seniors to increase Social Security benefits and even approve stimulus checks specifically for seniors. So please stick around, guys. Let's take a look and see what Bernie Sanders had to say. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I will keep you posted as things develop. So with that said, let's take a look and see what Bernie said. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.
Are elderly people gaining, earning, receiving enough money to survive on Social Security? Let's talk about that for a moment. There are millions of seniors in this country who are trying to make it on $12,000 or $13,000 a year. My question is, and please comment on it and tell me what you think, can somebody 80, 85 years of age make it and live in dignity on $12,000 or $13,000 a year Social Security? Comments. What do you think? All right, who wants to say something on it? All right. Drug companies charge too much. Your name is? Connie. Connie makes the point the drug companies charge too much. How many people agree with Connie? Okay, I'm going to get to that in a minute, Connie. Yes. You make less than 12. Can we get a microphone we got a mic right there? Hold it for 1 second. What is your name? Ann? All right, hold that mic quite close to you.
I make less than...
Hold it. Let's get that mic on. Is it on?
I make less than $10,000 a year on Social Security. If you divide it out, I get $4.70 an hour on a 160-hour a month job. That's less. That's just slightly over $9,000.
Is that your major source of income?
That is my only source of income.
$10,000 a year?
Yeah.
All right.
And because I took the jobs that had no pensions, had no benefits, they were the ones that I could leave at the door and go home and take.
And hold
care of
that
my
mic
family.
close to your mouth. Yep.
And a lot of women do that, so that in the end we are the ones who are living without.
And I don't want to, thank you for what you said. And I don't want to, we got media here and everybody else. So I don't want you to, say anything you don't want to say. But let me ask you this question. Give Ann that microphone. What is it like? Hold that mic close to your mouth. What is it like? What does it mean to try to live on $10,000 a year?
Well, you don't go out. You don't buy new clothes. You wear shoes for 3 or 4 years. You don't buy presents for your grandkids. I mean, you end up going, okay, I'm moved, it's winter, So I moved everything into my dining room and my kitchen so that I can shut off the rest of the house
Right.
and not heat it.
You have a hard time heating the house.
Yeah, and even with energy assistance, you don't make it.
Right.
And a lot of the agencies are not getting enough funding to cover any gaps.
Right.
So
Thank you very much, Ann. See, Ann's story, and Ann, I want you to know this, that story is replicated in Vermont, and it's all over the country, and we don't talk about it. I'd like other people who might want to talk about it. Yeah, excuse me, can we get a mic over there, please? Right. Oh, you got one over there, okay.
What I want to know is what is happening to their money. Why are these people working all these years to get nothing in the end?
Okay? I'll get to that in a minute, okay? I want to hear what it is like if people know people or themselves. What is it like to live on $12,000 or $10,000 a year Social Security? Other thoughts? Anybody else? Yeah, we got a mic right here. Hold it. Hold up. Okay, hold that mic close to you, please.
I've been living on probably less than that for a long time because of disabilities. And it's so hard to do anything to pay your bills. You're ashamed all the time. And I could completely understand how she feels. And when you can't buy presents for your children, it's really, really, really hard. And I worked 3, 4, 5 jobs sometimes, always minimum wage. I have a degree, divorced, and it's just I'm waiting for disability to come through, so my parents have to support me. It's just hard.
All right, thank you. Thank you. It is not easy for people to stand up and say that. But the truth is that until millions of people who are experiencing exactly what you guys are experiencing do say that, we don't make change. So I thank you for saying and for telling us what's going on in your lives, because the truth is, you can't make it on 12,000, you can't live in dignity on 10,000 or less. And millions of people today are in that position.